Welcome to the Redvee TV Instant Reaction, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2025 season. And guess which idiot has forgot the mic?
You.
Oh, me. Extreme close-up.
That's something that anybody who's never seen Wayne's World will not get.
Did I say we've won 40-0?
No, but well, I don't know.
We've won 40-0 against Cass.
Yeah.
It was a game of two halves. First half was 28-0, the second half was 12.
Yeah, you know what? As I wasn't as confident with our attack. I think at moments we look good, albeit against what was a poor Castleford team. I know Cass dug in at the start of the second half, but kind of expected a little bit more from us. Or did I? We actually said at the back of the stand we'll put the queue on the rack here. But you kind of, when you've gone 28-0 up, you should be really keeping your foot down and putting them to the sword. Fair play to them, they dug in, but I don't think we kind of were quite as on it, were we?
Yeah, the first 20 minutes in the second half, the queue was on the rack, and then we got a couple of tries, and then we tried to Harlem Globetrotter it just to try and score some fancy tries to finish it off, didn't we? They've realised that Owen Dagnall has now got 2 efforts in the top 3 for try of the season, and they were trying to overtake it. We'll get on to that in a minute. Squad again. George Whitby missing out. Is this the settled team that Wellow's going with until the end of the year?
Looks like it, unless something drastically changes, bit of injury or a suspension somewhere. I can't see it changing. I can't see it just being changed like that. There's got to be a reason for it. I know fans want to see George Whitby out there. At the minute, I think it's a steady 6 and 7 partnership.
Don't want to see my chins.
And I don't want to see my guts. Yeah, it's a steady rather than showy 6 and 7, isn't it? It's more functional.
My issue is, performance night's one thing. You've got to do that against a better team, and we're not. And that's what we haven't seen so far. We've played well against Leeds without having any attacking flair. We've got to do that against better opposition.
Yeah, well, I actually think we've got to step it up another gear from what we've seen tonight, because you can't have one of them periods where first 20 minutes in the second half where you're not actually. I like the fact you directed, even though we've got a camera one. Yeah, you can't have one of them, like a big period of play where you're not kind of putting pressure on the team's line and not sustain pressure where you're properly turning them over, and it's not one of those kind of arm wrestle games where you can chat to your mate and get away with not watching most of the game.
One man I thought looked really good tonight was Tristan Taylor. Had one of his better games in the Redvee. He looked speedy tonight. Maybe that's the speed of the opposition he's going against. But he was at the heart of everything good that we did.
Yeah, I think the caveat with everything that we say tonight is the fact that Castleford weren't very good at all. But yeah, I thought he looked confident. I thought he looked like he wanted the ball. Didn't look under pressure with any of the high bombs. There was one that he let bounce, but you know what? At least he's not tried to go for it and made a complete Horlicks of it. He looked like he wanted to be involved in attack, really in that line and giving us another option. Yeah, it's Cass, and Cass weren't very good. But he could have easily got out there and put a 6 out of 10 performance in, coasted through the game, and he didn't. He looked like he was full of confidence, wanted the ball, wanted to make things happen. Good sign for us, gives us headaches further down the line.
Has that week off helped us?
Don't know yet. I'll tell you in a couple of weeks. I'll tell you, especially after, because we've got Wakefield next week.
That's going to be a tougher game.
Yeah, we've got to step up. But we've got Wakefield, and then we've got Hull here. Now, I'm not saying Hull are the most... They are probably more hot and cold than we are. Like, going to Wigan and beating them, I know they weren't on a great run, but going up there and beating them, but not looking too dangerous against other teams. They're the ones where we're fighting teams around us to stay, like, to be in the 6. They're your key games here that you've got to take points off other teams. So I'll tell you if the week off has done anything for us once we've probably got past them too.
Try of the season contender not only for Saints but potentially Super League. Owen Dagnall's second effort tonight, after making a break down the wing, cutting inside, looking like he should offload, and then just pivoting and walloping the ball to the corner and thinking I'll chase that myself and score. He's potentially going to be a very special player.
Yeah, it's all potential at the minute, but the kid's electric. The kid is someone who would put bums on seats, who you want to go watching. So you've got Harry Robertson in the team and you've got Owen Dagnall in the team. You're young lads who people want to see out on the field. It's going to be a tough call when Lewis Murphy gets fit, and it's in.
It won't.
No.
Lewis Murphy doesn't get back in at the minute.
But it might be an easy one to say we're going to rest him, and we're going to. He's young. It's his first run in the team. There's an easy out there, but you want to see him play because he looks like he's got a confidence beyond his years.
Well, is it the naivety of youth to even try that?
I think it's confidence in your own ability. And listen, confidence and arrogance, there's a fine line between them. I don't think he falls over that line. I think his confidence is wonderful to see.
It's not even just backing your speed, it's the pinpoint kick.
It's putting the it is putting the kick over and having the game sense to go, I reckon I can get onto this. I'm not going to pass it. I'm going to. It's Tom Amone. I'm going to outpace him. I'm going to get to the corner. No problem at all. I think if he keeps on the trajectory, all ifs, buts, and maybes with potential. If he keeps on the trajectory, Saints number 2 or number 5 shirt for years to come could well be settled with him.
Speaking of Tom Amone, people who do moan a lot are us.
Us, yeah.
We've been told by Bill Bates that our show this week was unbelievably negative. So we've said we will introduce a new segment. It's the Bill Bates Positivity Corner. And the positivity night tonight is actually Iggy Paasi.
Yes.
He's come on with 29 minutes to go. I don't like how we use. I'm going back into Ramon. I don't like how the coaching staff are using him. I'd like to see him do 2 stints either side of half time, and then potentially you've got another 5-10 minutes at the end of him. But he's come on tonight, done 29 minutes, solid. Made a couple of breaks, assist down the middle before setting Tristan Taylor in under the sticks. And do you know what? Regardless of whether we believe he should have been given a new deal for next year or not, when he's in a Saints jersey on the pitch, we'll always back him.
Yeah.
We'll be fair, and when he plays well, we'll say he's played well, and he's played well tonight.
Yeah, I think this improvements after the past couple of weeks wasn't difficult for Iggy, because I think sometimes what we've seen over the last couple of weeks, your eyes don't lie to you, and it's not been good enough from him. Being dropped to the backing up after league, where he plays in the reserves after playing against.
And what I will say about that as well, and I probably didn't say it the other night, is there'd be plenty of first team players who would turn round to coaching staff and go, I'm not backing up in the reserves.
For all we know, he might have gone, I need to go and have some more minutes here. You go back to the 29 minutes 30 seconds he came on, because I was going to count how long he did as a stint, and he stayed on for the game. That is how you get Iggy fit. You can't get Iggy fit by playing him 10 minutes, seeing him blowing and bringing him off.
And that's the concern for next year, isn't it? I know we'll talk about it probably in the week, but if he's saying, well, you're going to keep him on reduced money, he's going to be your 5th and 6th prop, well, that means he's not going to get the minutes, he's not going to be fit when he comes in, so you either play him or you don't. And if you play him...
We touched on that anyway in the show when I said it's almost the aerobic thing of Connie, who needs to be playing to stay at that level. He needs to be playing to stay at that level. It's an improvement, but you need to see that consistently. You can't just say, oh, well, on tonight, yeah, that's a great showing. Oh, and you will get people on social media saying, well, told you he was always going to come good. That's one game against Castleford. When you need him in your big games, in your Leeds where he got sin-binned and then had to do his running after, in your league game where he's ended up having to back up, that's where you need your seasoned professionals to stand up and be counted.
At the end of the day, if you're in a quantitative study, Kevin, you need to make sure you've got a decent sample size.
Yeah.
One game isn't enough.
But that performance is a step in the right direction. That performance is a positive for Iggy.
Yeah.
And he needs to have that as his benchmark for the rest of the season.
That should be the call to Wello, to be able to say that I want to play more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes, give me a bigger stint and I'll prove what I can do.
That's how you get fit.
Yes. I think that's enough. Not much more to say, really.
Well, it'll do, because we've not got a mic and I can't be able to talking too loud. But no, that's it. I think all round, listen, we could have put more on him. But coming away with a nil and putting 40 on them, I mean, your bet might have just fallen down over a little bit. But it's a performance that you're expecting. But at least we're expecting it and coming away going, well, it's what I expected, rather than coming away going, remember when we played them at the back end of last season and we got beat and it was an absolute dog's dinner of a game. At least we're coming away positive from it.
It is, and I'm glad to see the mic has just arrived. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we'll catch you during the week for the Redvee TV show. Catch you soon.
Unnecessarily loud.